Humans learn by doing. When you first learned how to ride a bike, you didn't learn it by sitting down and reading a manual, how to ride a bike. Instead, you learned by getting on the bike and starting to ride. You started off badly, but then you gradually got better and better as you learned by experience how to ride a bike. That's the method we'll use today to learn your triad inversions. We're not just going to talk about them, we're actually going to play them on the piano right away. Feel free to watch or to play along. Hi there, welcome to Practical Piano. My name is Tia. I've been playing piano for 22 years and teaching for 12. Welcome to this video on triad inversions. If you need to get familiar with triads, check out the video in the iCards and the description. Let's get into it. We'll use the A major triad first, which has A, C sharp, and E in it. The root of the chord, or what the chord is named after, in this case is going to be A. If I started over here, the root would be G, but we're starting here, so the root is A. When the root note is on the bottom of the chord like this, it's called the root position. You can think of this position as the original or basic form of the triad. So if you need to play a triad and you don't know which position you need to play, default to the root position. The next position of a triad is when we take the bottom note and we put it on top of the chord. So rather than have the A here, we're going to have the A up here. But we're going to keep the C sharp and the E. And so now this is the A major triad, but the A is on the top rather than on the bottom. C sharp is on the bottom, E is in the middle, A is on the top. This is called the first inversion. So it's referring to a new position or a new form of the A major triad. This is A major triad in first inversion. The next position of the triad is when we again take the bottom note and we put it on the top. So instead of the C sharp being on the bottom, the C sharp will be on the top. We'll keep the E and the A. And now the E is on the bottom, the A is in the middle, and the C sharp is on the top. So this is the second inversion, which is the last position or form of the triad. This is A major triad in second inversion. If you're playing triads for a practical exam, you play the root, the first inversion, the second inversion, and then you play the root again, and then you go back down. For an exam, you'll go up and then down for as many octaves as your exam tells you to do. This will be 1 octave. This would be 2 octaves. And this would be 4 octaves. And you're going to see me slow down up here because it's a more awkward reach for my hand in this camera position. So 4 octaves, we go from A, again root, first, second, root, first, second. I'll have to come over here. If you're playing a triad from an exam and it says to play solid, you'll play all 3 notes at the same time. But if it says to play broken, you'll play these separately. A, then C sharp, then E, and so on. And if you're playing broken triads, you want to try and be smooth when you change rather than jumping. So rather than going like this, you try and fold your hand in to change the chord. You hold this note, you fold in and you put your 5 in position so that you can move smoothly. And so on. Alright, so let's show you the inversions of the A minor triad as well. So A minor has an A, C, and E in it. It's only different from the major in that the C is not sharp anymore, it's just white. The A is the root, so when the A is on the bottom, this is your A minor triad in root position. When we go up, we take the bottom note and we put it on the top. So we'll keep the C and the E and we'll move the A to the top. Now you have C on the bottom, E in the middle, and A on the top, and it's A minor triad in first inversion. When we go up again, we take the bottom note and put it on the top. Now it's E on the bottom, A in the middle, C on the top, A minor triad in second inversion. And then if you were doing an exam, you would go up to the root and then go back down or continue for as many octaves as you need to go. Let's show you this on a different note. Let's take D major triad. This is the root position. Once you move it up once, it's the first inversion. Once you move it up again, it's the second inversion. And then you'd be going back to the root. And let's do this with B flat minor triad. This is your root position. This is your first inversion. This is your second inversion. And this is root position. So, major and minor triads are the ones you'll use the most often when you're playing music or studying theory, but just to be thorough, let's go over the inversions of the diminished and augmented triads while we're at it, so that you can see that these inversions apply across the 4 different triad types. Let's keep A as the root. A diminished triad has an A, a C, and an E flat in it. The A is the root. This is the A diminished triad in root position because it's got the root note on the bottom. When we go up, we take the bottom note and we put it on the top. So C is on the bottom, E flat is in the middle, and A is on the top. This is A diminished triad in first inversion. And when you go up again, you take the C from the bottom and you put it on the top. Now you have E flat, A, and C. E flat on the bottom, A in the middle, C on the top. And this is A diminished triad in second inversion. You won't see this in exams, but let's say that you wanted to play this as an exercise. You'll go up and you'll finish the root position. And then you'd go back down. For the augmented triads, it's the same process. So to get an augmented triad, you start with the major, and then you make the 5 bigger. So the A augmented triad has an A, a C sharp, and an E sharp. Now, this one is awkward to think about because we know that E sharp is actually a white F, but A triads are made of variations of the letters A, C, and E. So we can't change the name of a letter. We have to change it to sharp or flat or it won't count as a triad anymore. So if we have the augmented triad here and we call that an F, then we're dealing with a different chord. We're not dealing with a triad because the triad has to have the names of every other note. So A, C, and E, A, C sharp and E, A, C sharp and E sharp, A, C, and E flat. But we can't put an F in there. We have to use an E. So To summarize, the A augmented triad has the A, C sharp, and E sharp. Now, if you have to think of this as an F for you to remember how to play it, that's okay. Just remember that if you write it out in music or in theory, you're going to have to call this an E sharp so that you can identify it as an A chord. But yeah, if you're just playing it just to understand these, you can use an F there, that's okay. Anyways, the A augmented triad has the A, C sharp, and E sharp in it. The A is the root. So when the root is on the bottom, this is an A augmented triad in root position. When you go up, you take the root and you put it on the top. So this is an A augmented triad in the first inversion. When you go up again, you take the bottom note, which was the C sharp, and you put it on the top. So this is A augmented triad in second inversion. And then if you wanted to play this as an exercise, you could come back up to the root chord. But you probably won't encounter these in a practical exam either. So that is the easiest way to play triads and understand their inversions. Let me show you how they show up in music, especially in modern music, so that you're able to understand these symbols when you see them. So now let's talk about how you're generally going to see triad inversions in modern music. If you play modern music and you follow the chord symbols, you're going to see things like D7, F/G, C, DM7. A lot of these are indicating seventh chords, but this is indicating a triad, C/E. So we'll be talking about seventh chord inversions in the next video, so stick around for that if you want to see how those are written. But today we'll just talk about how the triads themselves are written in different inversions. When you're reading chord symbols like that, you might see something like A and a little circle. This is A diminished. You can also have DIM written out instead of the little circle, and it'll mean A diminished. If you have A with a lowercase m, that's A minor. You might also have A with a lowercase min or a minus symbol. The minus symbol is rare though. If you have just the letter, that's going to be major. You might also see a major written out with a capital M or an MAJ in lowercase. If you have a plus symbol with the letter, that's augmented. And you might also see that written out with an AUG instead of a plus symbol. In any case, when you see something like this and it doesn't have a slash, you're just playing in root position. So for example, I'll play this A diminished. We'll play this A minor. We'll play just A major. We'll play A augmented. When you see it with a slash, however, that's how you know you're playing an inversion. The easiest way to think of this is you've got the name of the chord, but you start it on this letter. So let's do A diminished again. But this time we're going to start it with C on the bottom. So if I do A, C, E flat, but I start it with C, we've got C, E flat, A. So this is A diminished over C. Now what if we started on the E flat? We've got the E flat, A, C. This is A diminished over E flat. So this is your first inversion and that's your second inversion. But if you forget which inversion is which, you don't need to worry. You just need to know this note goes on the bottom. And this is the chord that you're playing. So let's do this for A minor. First we'll play the root position. A, C, E. Then let's build A minor on top of C. So we start on C, we add the E, we add the A. A minor over C, or A minor in the first inversion. Let's do the next one. We'll start it on E on the bottom. E, A, C. A minor over E, or A minor, in the second inversion. Let's go with A major. The root for this is A, C sharp, E. And if we move up and we put the C sharp on the bottom, C sharp, E, A. So that's A major, first inversion. Let's move up and we'll put the E on the bottom. E, A, C sharp. So it's A major in second inversion, or A major over E. And finally, let's play A augmented. So we have A, C sharp, E sharp. This is the root position. Now, if we go to A augmented, but C sharp on the bottom, we have C sharp, E sharp, A. So this is A augmented over C sharp, or it's A augmented first inversion. E sharp, A, C sharp is your A augmented starting on E sharp, or it's A augmented in the second inversion. So that's how you read your inversions. The important thing is, if you can't remember which one is first inversion and which one is second, or maybe you think this is first inversion, second inversion, third inversion, when it's not. This is root, first and second. It doesn't really matter if you get the labels mixed up, because as long as you understand the function, which is this is your chord and this is the letter you're going to start it on, then you're always going to have the correct inversion. This is a very common way to write the inversions in music, especially in modern music and lead sheets. And it actually feels good to read these symbols once you understand them. Alright, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like the video, please like it. If you know anyone else who is also interested in triads and their inversions, please share it with them. And if you would like more videos like this one, simplifying complex ideas into easy, practical ways to learn, subscribe for more. Happy practicing. Bye.